Utilicor Technologies, the world's leading manufacturer of keyhole coring and reinstatement systems, introduces the UTC1870 self-propelled, track-driven pavement coring machine. Powered by a 23 horsepower fuel-injected engine. Wireless remote control drive system. Capable of cutting up to an 18-inch core, 70-gallon integrated water tank, complete with a high-pressure wash system. Before operating the unit, make sure that you read the operator's manual and follow the directions for a safe and successful coring experience. The UTC1870 is equipped with a battery disconnect switch. Turn the switch to the on position. Turn the key to the on position. The beacon will turn on automatically. Check the fuel level. And check the water level. Open the toolbox and remove the remote control. Ensure that your remote control pendant is charged. There is a charging port located on the control panel. Starting the unit, turn the key to the right and the engine will crank. When the engine starts, release the key and it will return to the on position. When the key is in the on position, the beacon will turn on automatically. If operating with low ambient light, turn on the LED work lights. You are now ready to move to the coring location. Turn on the AARCOM remote. Press and hold the red button and press and hold the green button. Release the red button and then release the green button. The remote is now ready to operate. Using the remote, increase your engine RPMs to 50%. Select track mode. Select rabbit mode as turtle mode as the default setting. Move forward. Move left. Move right. Move backwards. Move the UTC close to the desired location. Switch the drive mode to turtle for ease of final positioning. Mark your desired location with a V. This will ensure easy alignment when reinstating the core. Move the UTC into position. At this point, you can turn off the remote by pressing and releasing the red button. Release the mast angle lock and adjust the angle to the mast until you are perpendicular to the horizon. Re-engage the mast lock. You are now ready to core your hole. Turn on the water pump. Move the water petcock lever from the closed horizontal or 3 o'clock position upward approximately to the 2 o'clock position. Open the hydraulic cylinder lock. Move the manual lever to core function. Increase engine RPMs to approximately 3,400 RPMs. Engage the core drum lever and set your engine RPMs accordingly to the drum size. Today we are cutting with a 12-inch core drum and we require 210 to 230 RPMs for our drum speed. Lower the coring drum using the wheel. Spray core drum with auxiliary water hose to keep the drum cool until it has seated itself. Once the drum has seated, raise the coring drum back up. Place the selector valve in neutral. Close the core drum water petcock. Engage the hydraulic cylinder lock. Open the door. Retrieve the silver-colored circular pavement protection plate from its holder on the opposite side of the control panel, and slide the plate into place on the pavement under the core drum, making sure that the central opening in the plate corresponds with the impression cut by the center pilot bit. This plate will protect the asphalt surface of the core from being damaged in the event that the core gets stuck in the drum, and needs to be tapped out with a pry bar inserted through the access holes in the top of the core drum. Close the coring door. Disengage the hydraulic lock. Open the core drum water petcock and adjust water to desired flow. Place the selector valve in core function. Lower coring drum and use auxiliary water until the drum has seated again. Turn off auxiliary water and continue coring. When coring, the drum rotational pressure gauge should read from 500 to 750 psi. More force or down pressure on the steering wheel may cause you to lift the UTC off its original plane, and may result in damage to the pillow block or the pilot shaft, and could cause the core to become stuck in the drum. Slow and steady wins the race. Let the teeth on the core drum do their work. While coring, frequently raise and lower the drum to help clear some of the particulate or cutting debris from the kerf. Watch the viscosity of the slurry. It should not be watery or piling up around the cut, but flowing away from the cut. About the consistency of heavy motor oil. In an emergency, the coring operation can be shut down by hitting the red e-stop button on the dashboard of the unit. This will shut the engine off and the coring operation will cease. When the emergency has been resolved, pull out the red button on the e-stop. Make sure the selector lever is in neutral and restart the engine. When you think you have completed your cut, the coring sound will change. The rotational pressure gauge will spike, then drop slightly, and the slurry will usually change color with dirty brown patches, indicating that you are bringing up some dirt from below the pavement. At this point, the water flow may also be diverted down into the ground rather than up around the kerf. Raise the coring drum by turning the steering wheel counterclockwise. Turn off the water at the petcock. Engage hydraulic lock. Place selector valve in neutral. Before moving the unit or changing the angle of the coring drum, it is recommended that you check to see that the core is loose in the pavement before moving the UTC from its current position. To do this, open the coring protection door and insert a large screwdriver or a small pry bar into the kerf and lever it to see if the core moves or rocks all around. If it does not, close the door and continue coring. Make sure the coring drum is seated in the kerf before turning the core drum on. If the core moves, the coring operation is complete. Shut the coring protection door. Use the manual controls to move the UTC clear of the core. Place selector lever to track function. Use track levers to reverse unit. Place selector unit in neutral. Retrieve the power washer from toolbox. Assemble pressure washer. Connect hose. Open high pressure wash ball valve. Move selector valve to core mode. Place core drum lever to high pressure wash. Clean up job site. Drive away manually or retrieve the AARCOM remote and drive the UTC away from the area. Using the core puller, remove the core from the pavement and move it to the side. To cover the excavation, insert a circular road plate.